Hi, I'm Ellen Woodley, 2.5 weeks out from Masters Nationals in Pittsburgh. This is my trainer, Chris Eaddy. Get ready to do a back and a tricep and ab workout and then some cardio on the stairs. Ready? Ready. I had become interested in bodybuilding back in the early 80s while I was living out in California. Started training with a young lady when I was in the military on base. Didn't actually make it to a show until probably about 15 years later. And then when I met Chris, I came to Gold's Gym looking for him and told him what I wanted to do. And I've been working with him since 2001. He's done all my contest prep, my diet, puts together my workouts. We don't always train together every day. Our schedules don't always allow it. He's been with me every step of the way. I trust him implicitly. I wouldn't go with anybody else. I won my first show in 2001, the Central Florida in Orlando. Went on to win the Southern USA in Panama City in 2002. Did the Junior USA's, Junior National shows, done USA's several times. Competed in 7 straight national championships. My highest placing was in 2005 where I was second. Almost thought I was going to get it. And just got edged out by a lady who had dropped down from the light heavyweight class to the middleweight class, and she got it. I did not do nationals last year. That was my first national championship I hadn't done in 7 years. So I like competing. I don't know, some people want to say it's a control thing. I like the process, the watching the body change. It's not easy. It never gets any easier. The diets don't get easier. Life goes on and it always throws curves at you and you just have to deal with them and keep on going. Car accidents, pipe leaks in my house. It's been one thing after another. So 2 weeks before New Orleans, I had my aunt passed away and I wasn't able to go to the funeral. So that wasn't easy. You know, so like I said, you just still have to keep dealing with life. It is tiring, it is time consuming, it is expensive. I do pretty much all on my own. Like I said, Chris helps me out. Do the occasional photo shoot. Do a lot of extra work when I can at my full-time job to help offset the expenses. Still looking for a roommate.
Okay, Ellen, so tell me about last weekend.
Well, we went to New Orleans, Louisiana, and competed in the Greater Gulf States bodybuilding figure and wheelchair championships. Good show, good fans in New Orleans. There were only 3 female bodybuilders. They were grateful that we were there. A lady that I've seen before named Maria was there, and then a first-timer by the name of Stacy. I took the class. There was only one class as it was. Show went pretty quick.
Why were you competing in that show?
Well, I did that show mainly to requalify for nationals if I choose to do it again this year. That still remains to be seen. Also as a warm-up to get ready for Masters Nationals in Pittsburgh in 3 weeks.
Cool, cool. So the Masters Nationals in Pittsburgh, you're doing the over 45 category, is that correct?
That's correct.
And how'd you do last year in that class?
I also competed in the over 45. I took the middleweight weight class out of, I believe there were 5 of us in the class. Got to the pose off and they gave the overall to the lightweight. nice lady that I've competed before. So, you know, it was a good experience. We'll see if we can do it again this year and hopefully make it to the overall and take it there.
See what happens. Two more.
I coach gymnastics at a private gymnastics school. I work with girls as young as 4 on up to 13. I do introductory competitive gymnastics with them, trying to get them ready for team, and I also coach the level 4s and 5 girls on vaulting and floor exercise. So I have to do a lot of spotting, a lot of lifting. I also am pretty much in charge of their strength and conditioning. It's always a challenge to try to come up with new ways for them to exercise so they don't get bored. Some of them find it challenging, some of them find it work. You got to make them feel like they're having fun and not exercising sometimes. So we try mixing it up sometimes with games and contests, and sometimes it's just plain hard work for them. So, but they're strong little girls and they work hard, and they appreciate what I do, so they try really hard to please me. And I can't complain. They're an amusing group of young ladies. Gosh, right now we're on 2 low carb days, 50 grams of carbs a day, and then a high day, which is about, what, 200? 150? I'm doing double cardios, 30 in the morning when I first get up at home on my elliptical, and then I come in, weight train. I do weights 5 days a week, and then I do 30 minutes on the Stairmaster after that. Breaking my workouts up into, I do quads and calves on Mondays, back and tries, abs on Tuesday, hamstrings, glutes on Wednesday, chest and biceps on Thursday. And on Wednesday I also put shoulders in there, and then Friday I do a high rep lightweight quads and hamstring workout. And that's also in addition to the 30-30 double cardios that I do with that. Then I do 1 day of just nothing but a straight hour of cardio. Posing practice every day, trying to hold each pose. Working on that, still working on the routine. 6 meals a day, gallon of water every day. Get up in the morning and it's the plate full of eggs, whey protein shakes, chicken breast, salad, more whey protein, another chicken breast with some more veggies, and then the last meal is fish and veggies. Get a little bit of coffee in there. Sometimes I do some green tea. That's pretty much it. There's nothing extra in the diet, and I'm still hungry. Today was a back and tricep day.
Back and tricep day, yeah. We started out with pull-ups, body weight pull-ups.
Been working on those a lot with trying to do them unassisted. 3 sets of 10. Not always easy.
Then what we do, some pull downs.
Lat pull downs.
Lat pull downs, superset with 1-arm dumbbell rows.
I don't feel like I'm as strong right now.
Yeah, so 2 weeks out, you're not going to be strong.
And then after being a week out from a show, it's just amazing how a show zaps your energy.
Right.
And it takes a while for your body to recover from that.
What else do we do? The row.
We did the row on the machine. We did seated row.
Seated rows and dumbbell pullovers. Right. And then triceps.
Close grip and skull crushers. Have to watch that with my elbow. I have an elbow that's I get tendonitis in really easy. That's what happens when you get old. No, it's old gymnastics injury. I've hyperextended it through 3 times, so it gets irritated easy. Dips, which isn't a difficult exercise for me. I've been doing dips from when I was a gymnast. And some ab works. I'm not as lucky as Dexter Jackson to walk in with shredded abs. I have to work on mine. The upper, the lower, and the obliques.
When Ellen came to me in 2001 and told me what she wanted to do, I laughed. You know, here I am looking at this woman, 43 years old, 30-something% body fat, and she's telling me she wants to do a show. I'm thinking, yeah, right. So I invited her to a show to watch one, see what it was like and whatnot. And after the show, she was like, I can do this. So I was like, okay. So we looked at the calendar. We mapped out a show. What was it called? The first.
Tampa Bay Classic.
No, it wasn't the Tampa Bay Classic. The first coast to coast over in Tampa. And set our sights on that show. And how many weeks was that? 12 weeks?
12 to 16, something like that.
12 to 16 weeks. So 12 to 16 weeks later, she's on stage competing. I want to say we got second at that show. And then that was enough to get the bug. So then the Central Florida was coming up. It took place the weekend after 9/11, actually, and we took the overall at that show. So that was the start of a good thing. So you know, over the years, I haven't really worked with anyone else that works as hard and pays as close attention to detail as Ellen does, you know. So it's always nice to work with Ellen because you know she's doing what you want her to do, and you know, you can see it working in the process. So.
Well, I want to thank Chris because he's stood by me. Like I said, he's helped me out a lot. I couldn't have done this without him. It's been an educational experience for both of us, to say the least. All right. That it?